Today's concert is a benefit. Neil is always wanting to have his music be a gift and a benefit for a larger purpose. And so today's benefit, often in the past ours have been for Recovery Cafe. Today's is for Urban Sanctuary Center for Arts, Spirituality, and Activism. And we have always been a congregation seeking continually to have ways to be outwardly facing in the community, not just being inwardly, taking care of ourselves. So the center, here we are, next to City Hall, right? Next to where a lot of the community comes together to voice opinions and show concerns and support issues that are important to them, right here on the plaza, steps away from our building. And we have this remarkable space for people to gather. So we continue to search for ways to connect and be more outwardly facing around the arts, spirituality, and activism and the places where they intersect. And over the past 3 years, we've been just experimenting and exploring ways that we can do that. And so any gift that you make today and an offering that will be taken during the next song will go to the programs of the center. And here's an example of some of those things that we've done in recent years. We came up with the acronym CASA to make it a little short, Center for Arts, Spirituality, and Activism. And just recently we had a Hindu dance festival. This space in here was transformed into something that looked almost like a Hindu temple, and a long tradition of traditional dances for a special holiday. We're here with partners and friends of ours. This is the third year they've had the festival here in our space. And we've also had plays like When She Became Me, which is about women's productive health and women's choice. Change the Story is another initiative which highlighted ways funded by the Lilly Foundation to have young adult activists intersect and work with congregations on projects that are important to them. And so we hosted a couple of times the events that were bringing those young adult activists and congregations together to support the young adults projects. Those are just a few that we've had. Others include respite retreats that we've had, full Saturday events for Black leaders, for immigration organizers, for activists and community service workers that we've held in this space for people to come together, just to make sure we don't burn out around a lot of these issues that can be really challenging to speak to over time. How do we stay fresh? How do we support each other? How do we keep from, you may never have this problem, but how do you keep from being cynical about the possibilities ahead? How do we hold on to hope? And those are some of the things that we explore together when we gather. So some art site partners that are here regularly are Surge, showing up for racial justice, Santa Clara. The church is a fiscal sponsor now for Surge to be able to collect nonprofit donations and to be able to support their work. They gather here 3 or 4 times a month for various meetings. Red Ladder Theater is also here in a partnership with us and Recovery Cafe, creating small improvisational productions. So these are 2 regular organizations that share our space here as well. So I wanted to let you know that any gifts that you give today would go to programs to support the CASA, only the work of the outwardly facing programs of CASA. We have managed to fund some of these programs through these grants from Silicon Valley Community Foundation, from the Black Disciples Endowment Fund, and through the National Benevolent Association. But we're finding grants to be much more competitive and challenging since recent federal cuts are sending more people out to pursue every aspect of funding that they can find. So your gift today would help us out in a time when it's increasingly challenging for us to find grant funding. So if you would like to give today, you can write a check and make it out to Urban Sanctuary. Like I said, all funds collected today will go to the center programs, and you can use it if you're real high tech and up to date. You can just hold your phone up to that QR code. It's also on the front of your program right here in the corner. as well, and you can donate there at a site that Neil has set up. Your support helps provide programs like this today, and will help support the program in August, but it'll also help all those other kinds of programs as well that I just shared a little with you about. So I'm really, really grateful for this congregation, who is a small group of people who've been able to do amazing things because of their dedication to be part of the larger community and not just be inwardly focused. And it has been such a joy and a privilege to be part of such an extraordinary group of people who are so dedicated to that vision and to this guy here and his friends. So thanks for all for coming. And all right.